The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Children, welcome back to one more session of chemistry class. Are you all regularly watching the videos and updating your files? Ask this question to yourself. Let me start with a positive note. I hope you all know Thomas Alva Edison, a famous scientist, isn't it? Once, his research lab was completely engulfed by flames. He stood there with complete composure and watched all his hard work buried into ashes. His son stood by him to support him. Edison said very calmly to his son, "My dear son, go fast and bring your mom, because I'm sure she wouldn't have seen such a spectacular fire." His son was astonished. He asked, "Dad, how could you speak like this?" Did you know what Edison said? He said very calmly, "My dear son, yes, all my hard work is burning into ashes. Along with that, my mistakes are also getting buried in those ashes. Tomorrow, I'm going to start fresh, a fresh start." Students, some of your parents called me and said, since you don't have a schedule, routine schedule, some of you have become lazy, lethargic and showing disinterest towards studies. Now, today itself, burn all your laziness, inactivity into those flames and make a fresh start today itself. Because once you come to the classrooms, very soon it's going to happen. You will be sitting blank, empty-headed. It should not happen. After all, we are studying about protons, electrons, neutrons. Let's take the positivity from protons. Protons are like, they give identity to an atom. They are like our parents. Parents give identity for us. But your personality, yes, electrons make up the personality of an atom. It's electrons which react with suitable, favorable atoms and form bonding. Similarly, your personality is shaped up by the way how you react to your surroundings, the people in your environment, etc. After all, education is not a process of learning facts, but a training to think, isn't it? It was said by Einstein. Shall we move to our new session? What did we learn in our last class? Yes, we had an introduction about covalent bonding. We saw covalent bonding in diatomic molecules. What are diatomic molecules? Yes, when two atoms combine together, similar atoms combine together, they form diatomic molecules. How was the bonding in diatomic molecules? It was through covalent bonding. We saw few examples like fluorine, chlorine, nitrogen and oxygen. What was the difference in all these diatomic bonding? How was the bonding in these diatomic molecules? Yes, fluorine and chlorine were single bonded diatomic molecules, whereas oxygen is a double bonded diatomic molecule and nitrogen is a triple bonded diatomic molecule. Now, what happens when two different atoms combine together? Shall we take an example? So children, I have taken two different atoms here. They are hydrogen and chlorine. So when we draw the electron dot structure of these two atoms, it will be like this. Hydrogen has one electron in its outermost shell. Only one electron which is in the first shell, that is K shell. Whereas chlorine has electronic configuration 2, 8, 7. Isn't it? So the 7 electrons in the outermost shell you can see as dots. Okay. So how is bonding going to happen between them? Here there is no possibility of ionic bonding. Nobody can give and nobody can accept here. Both of them are in a position of not giving and accepting, donating and receiving. So the only possibility here is sharing one electron between themselves. So how is going to be the product? What is the product or what type of bonding is seen in the product? Shall we see? This is the bonding you can see in the product, where the reaction between hydrogen and chlorine atoms are taking place. So what type of bonding will this be? It's going to be covalent bonding. Okay. What type of covalent bond is this? It's a single bonded covalent compound. Okay. How can we represent this hydrogen chloride molecule? So this is how we will represent the hydrogen chloride compound. So single bond exists between hydrogen and chlorine by sharing one pair of electron between themselves. Now we will move to one more example which is given in your textbook. It is CCl4. Children, shall we see the bonding between carbon and chlorine? First, let us draw the electron dot structure of carbon and chlorine. Okay. First we will draw the structure of carbon. What is the electronic configuration of carbon? 2, 4. So 4 electrons should be represented around the carbon atom. So representation is over. Next, chlorine atom. Actually we are discussing about carbon tetrachloride, that is CCl4. We will take chlorine. So this is chlorine with 7 electrons in the valence shell. 2, 4, 6, 7. Why 7? Because the configuration is 2, 8, 7. 17 is the atomic number. So look at this chlorine. Is it possible for chlorine to give 4 electrons to carbon? How many electrons are required by carbon to get the octet configuration? 4 electrons. So chlorine is not in a position to give away 4 electrons. So what happens? 4 chlorine atoms will combine with the carbon on all the 4 sides. Shall we draw that? So this is what is happening. 4 chlorine atoms from all the 4 sides will combine with the carbon atom. So how is the bonding going to be now? The unpaired electron from both carbon and chlorine. This side, the unpaired electron from carbon and chlorine will share one pair of electron between themselves to form a single bond between themselves. Likewise, on all the other 3 sides also. So, from all the 4 sides, one pair of electron is being shared by carbon and chlorine atom. Now, this is how the bonding happens in carbon tetrachloride. Now, are these atoms satisfied with octet configuration? We will check that. Okay. How about carbon? First, let us see whether carbon has got the octet configuration. Count the number of electrons around carbon. 2, 4, 6, 8. We have to take count of the other electron also. The pair of electrons which is shared by the atoms belongs to both the atoms. So, it has to be taken account. Okay. So, 2, 4, 6, 8. Carbon has got octet electronic configuration. Okay. How about chlorine? Shall we check? Now check the number of electrons in chlorine. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Now chlorine is also satisfied. All the chlorine atoms are satisfied with the octet configuration. So how can we represent this molecule, that is CCl4 molecule? How can we represent it? This is how we represent the molecule, that is compound. This is how we represent the compound, that is CCl4, carbon tetrafluoride. Now based on this, some questions are given in your textbook. We will analyze one by one. Okay. The first question is, how many electrons are required by carbon to get the octet configuration? So how many more electrons are required? 4 electrons are required. How many electrons are required by each chlorine atom to get the octet configuration? How many electrons? 1 electron by 1 chlorine atoms. Okay. So how many chlorine atoms should combine with carbon to get the octet configuration? How many chlorine atoms? 1, 2, 3 and 4 chlorine atoms are required. And the last question is, how will you represent this molecule, which we have already discussed? This is how we represent the molecule, that is CCl4 molecule is represented like this. Okay. So now we will move to the next assignment which is given in your textbook, that is, now we will move to 3 more assignments which is given in your textbook. Okay. You have to copy this in your file, draw the structures and represent the sharing of electrons in covalent bonding. The other 3 examples are CH4, HF and H2O. We will discuss one by one. Please copy it in your files. Okay. So students, our next compound is methane, that is CH4. CH4 is methane. Okay. So we have shown the 4 unpaired electrons around carbon atoms. So how about the other atom? The other atom is hydrogen. Shall we draw that also? Now, how is the bonding going to be? Definitely, there is no giving and taking, no ionic bonding, only sharing is possible here. That is, only covalent bonding is possible here, as carbon requires 4 more electrons to satisfy the octet configuration. So, the bonding is going to happen on all the 4 sides, just like CCl4. So, shall we represent them? 4 bonds on all the 4 sides. Now, how are we going to check whether all the atoms are having the noble gas configuration? Okay. Now, count the number of electrons around carbon atom: 2, 4, 6 and 8. So, it has got a octet configuration, noble gas configuration. How about hydrogen? So hydrogen, if you count the number of electrons, there are only 2 electrons. So what happens to hydrogen? Yes, hydrogen is following the duplet configuration of helium. I hope you remember that. Yes, it is going to follow the duplet configuration of helium. Why? Why? Because it has got only 1 electron. Atomic number is 1. So only 1 electron is there. So hydrogen will definitely follow the duplet configuration. Okay. So all the atoms are satisfied here. Okay. How are we going to represent this molecule? This is how we represent the methane molecule. I hope you understood. Now we will move to the next assignment. You have to copy this in your file. Okay. So children, our next molecule is hydrogen fluoride molecule. Okay. So two different atoms. Hydrogen 1 electron, fluorine 2,7. So 7 electrons in their outer motion. So there is nobody is in a position to give and take. Both the atoms are not in a position. So the only possibility is sharing, that is covalent bonding. So shall we represent that? So hydrogen has got the duplet configuration, fluorine has got the 2, 4, 6, 8 octet configuration. The molecule is represented like this. This is the single bond. Okay, that exists between hydrogen and fluorine in hydrogen fluoride molecule. The bonding is covalent, single bonded covalent bonding. Okay, now we will see what happens in water molecule H2O. Okay, students, as you can see, the formula for water is H2O, isn't it? So we can see 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. So 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. Hydrogen 1 electron. Okay, atomic number is 1, so 1 electron. Oxygen, what is the configuration? 2, 6. So 2, 4, 5 and 6 electrons are represented around oxygen atom. So oxygen requires 2 more electrons to satisfy the octet configuration, isn't it? So those 2 electrons are being shared by 2 hydrogen atoms on either sides. Okay, shall we represent the bonding? So this is the bonding that exists between water molecule. Are all these atoms satisfied? Shall we check? Yes, hydrogen has got the duplet configuration, whereas oxygen 2, 4, 6, 8. As we know, the shared pair of electrons belongs to both these atoms. Okay, it has to be taken account for both the sharing atoms. Okay, I hope this is clear for you. How is it represented? So this is how we represent water molecule. So draw all these 3 assignments in your textbooks. As I said earlier, remove out all your laziness, okay, lethargic situations and come back to studious mode. After all, it's a very challenging situation that is going around. How we emerge out of this challenging situation is very, very important. So children, take care. See you in the next video session. Bye.